Yeah, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, a couple different projects to show you guys. Some are more gaming related and very new stuff that I think you guys should have on your radar. Then I briefly want to touch on the OpenC's new analytics tab, which I think is really cool and is going to be useful for a lot of you guys. And then I also want to briefly touch on just like Cardano, Solana, and OpenC, like Ethereum volume, and just kind of compare the three. And I think it's an interesting comparison. I kind of dove into that last night and I was actually shocked about what I saw. Currently have something like 5 to 10 spots in my Discord that is currently open before it gets full again and I close it off. So if you're looking to join my private Discord, link in the description below. All right, let's hop right into it. The first project I want to talk to you guys about today is Toys R Us NFT. So this is interesting. I don't think many people have talked about it yet. It currently has 11,000 followers on Twitter. And I think when these projects first come out, the first thing you want to do is be skeptical, because we've seen collections come out and say, hey, we're backed by this, or we're affiliated with this brand or whatever, and it turns out to be false. So one of the things you can do is go to their following and followers tab and see if the main brand page is following the account or associated with it in any way. And that's usually at least a semi-green flag to make sure that like, hey, this might be legit. So there really isn't too much information out about the Toys R Us NFT, but it is true. It seemingly is true that this is a legit collection from the official brand. And Toys R Us is a huge brand and they could potentially bring Web2 people into the ecosystem in some way. I do know that there's going to be plenty of different payment options for getting into this collection. But my main gripe when it comes to this collection is they're going to be basically using their own marketplace on their own website. And we've seen this in the past with like more Web2 established brands like Recur and things of that nature. And a lot of times those websites are just really glitchy, really slow, especially on mint day when there's thousands of people on the website pounding that API and all that traffic flooding into that website all within the first couple hours of the mint going live. There's just a ton of issues and it just ends up being a really pain in the butt. So that's my main issue with the collection. Other than that, there's not too much information going around it, except that it's going to be on Solana and they're going to be using their own marketplace. Beyond that, it's going to be a cheap mint, I think somewhere between like $30 and $100. So it's really accessible to the masses. There's going to be plenty of ways to pay. I don't think you have to use crypto. There's probably going to be credit card payment options, etc. So Toys R Us NFT, follow it, do what you got to do to get your whitelist grind on. I don't really know how they plan on doing the whitelist stuff, or if it's going to be purely public, or they're going to do a raffle, or however they plan on doing this launch with their own marketplace. It should be interesting, but keep your eyes on this project because once again, it's a big brand and it's entering the Web3 space, and that's a net positive, I think. All right, the next project on the list today is Voiders, and this is an exciting project because I do believe it has some sort of VC backing, VC funding there, and for me that is a green flag because there's people with money who are willing to invest in this project because they believe in it and they have a team they've been building. So I do think this project has a decent sized team and it's been in production for a couple years already. I do know it's going to be a mobile game, so it's not particularly exciting for me, but I do know that there's a huge market for mobile games out there when it comes to PvE, PvP style games. This does look like it's going to be an FPS, so a first person shooter. And frankly, they just have some really high quality marketing and really high quality trailers on their Twitter. So, you know, this is not cheap and this is not easy to make when it comes to quality production like this. So they clearly have experience, they clearly have money, and they clearly have a backing of some sort. So it's an 888 Genesis supply. That is super low. And I don't know what the mint price is going to be, but I imagine it will be crazy astronomical. If you can get into this 800 Genesis supply, I imagine it's going to cook. Obviously not financial advice, but that's such low supply for how much demand there is here. And with the VC backing narrative and how high quality all this stuff looks, the speculators I think are going to be there. There's also a very interesting thread about Voiders from NFT Boy, who I would recommend you follow. Definitely check it out, give it a read through. It'll give you more information about the project as a whole. But Voiders NFT, I think super low Genesis supply, obviously got money backing there, really high quality trailers. I read the pitch deck and been in contact with the team and I like it. So we'll see what happens, but regardless, I do think at the very least, this should be a project that you're watching. All right, next up, I just want to briefly talk to you guys about this new analytics tab that some people will have on their OpenC page. And I think it's really interesting. It's basically going to put a lot of these like paid tool sets out of business, especially if they keep adding to it and updating it and making it really smooth and like a seamless experience when it comes to using the OpenC marketplace. But essentially it gives you what a lot of these different tool sets assets provide for a paid fee, and that's things like sales and listings that are completely updated and don't lag and all this stuff. They also have these cool indicators with like a plus percentage above or below floor or at floor. They also have some really cool charts here, as well as price distribution. And this is really cool because not only does it show you how many offers are at each kind of like price point, but how many listings before each new price point. So, 5 listings between 0.11 and 0.12, 17 listings between 0.12 and 0.13. This is an NFT collection that I recently bought into. So once again, not financial advice, not promoting this drop whatsoever, but wanted to show you guys this analytics tab. And it's been a collection that I've been watching because I'm personally invested into it and kind of want to keep up to date with the floor price and listings and stuff. And the analytics tab looks good. They have some really cool charts here. Top owners, owner distribution. Definitely think OpenC is making some good moves here. And thank God, right? They've been very slow with updates and there's been a lot of FUD around OpenC. And I think finally with all these competitors coming out, all these new marketplaces coming out, they're really trying to put their foot on the gas pedal and provide free value such as this. So don't fade this analytics tab. It's in beta. I'm not sure if everyone has access to it yet, but it's really useful and should definitely be where you're looking instead of activity and items. So really quickly, I just wanted to briefly touch on OpenC daily volume and monthly volume, etc. And what we've seen is decent volume, right? Like nothing like January and 2021 bull market volume, but collections are doing well. Like quite a few collections are doing well. Whitelists, degen mints, this kind of stuff. There is definitely money to be made in this market currently. And October, for the most part, has been a pretty decent month, even with the macro FUD and interest rates and all that stuff. It's been pretty decent. So yesterday was about 7,500 Ethereum volume, and today around 2 p.m. PST and me recording this video is around 5,200 NFT volume. We can also go to this website here, DeFi Radar, and take a look at different blockchains and their volume. OpenC is currently in the past day about 9 million. If we go to the 30-day here, we'll see that there's been quite a bit of volume with 320 million in volume, 73 million volume on X2Y2. The reason there's so much volume on this marketplace in particular is because they have a very, very low marketplace fee of 0.5%. And then obviously LooksRare's coming in, and then CryptoPunks has their own marketplace. So that's why this is up here too. What we can do is we can also take a look at Solana, and we can see that Solana's had 90 million in the past 30 days, about 1 million on OpenC, and about 7 million on Solana Art. So clearly Ethereum is still the king here in terms of volume, just tit for tat comparison, but this is still a lot of volume. And for the most part, like they're up a lot in terms of just active traders on the platform of Magic Eden. That's really bullish. And then we can also look at Cardano, which has had a crazy 30 days, where essentially in the past 30 days, they have had a huge spike of volume. So, this is nothing to fade. Like, look at this, 78% up, 40% up, 35% up, NFT sold and trades and volume. So like Cardano's on the move too. And so I think people are starting to branch out, and I think people are starting to experiment with different chains and just like, hey, look, Ethereum's kind of expensive and gas has kind of been a little bit high recently. So like Cardano's super cheap, Solana's super cheap, and there's money-making opportunities on all three of these chains. And there's different blockchains to mess around with too, with Tezos and AVAX and Binance chain and stuff like that. So there's plenty of opportunity here, and I would not fade stuff like this. This in particular to me is really bullish. Just this crazy growth that we've seen in the Cardano ecosystem over the past 30 days. That's definitely something I think you guys should keep your eye on. But I just briefly wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that you'll get access to if you join my Discord, which once again only has a few spots open right now before I close it off. And this is our whitelist tracking website, which is custom built by my friend Jason. And for the most part, it's perfect. It's exactly what the group needs. It helps you keep track of your whitelist. This is all the active whitelists that are current. This is all the past whitelists that we've had, just hundreds and hundreds of whitelists that we've been out over this group over the past, 15, 16 month that this group has been live. Lots of whitelists recently have been doing pretty decent, so there's definitely money to be made. And then here under Ryan's portfolio and private videos, I shoot private videos for the group on a bi-weekly basis. So I talk about things that I won't be talking about on this YouTube channel. I can be a little bit more candid and open and, talk about whatever the heck I want to talk about on these private videos, which I think is really interesting. And then I also showcase my portfolio, which I'm not going to show you guys here because it's just for the group only. So just briefly wanted to touch on that. I think it's some cool value adds. If you're interested in what I hold, my percentages in cash and ETH and USD and NFTs and stuff like that, and if you're interested in private videos, this is another reason why joining my group would be interesting for you. And then briefly just touch on cryptocurrency really quick. Like Ethereum's still at 1300, Bitcoin's still at 1900. Basically a stable coin right now. Like not much is happening. So we're just chilling, still dollar cost averaging on a weekly basis, and being flexible with it, along with my profit taking strategy, investment thesis, and just my plan in general is just to continue to scale into these assets so I can grow a position large enough to where I feel comfortable to where the bull run comes around. I don't feel like I missed an opportunity. So these really aren't moving much. So for the most part, there's not too much news and updates I can give you when it comes to this stuff. But over the next couple months leading into 2023, I have a feeling that Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to have some exciting moments. So keep up to date with that and keep tuned in with crypto too. And don't just be completely NFT centric, because there's a lot of opportunity in crypto as well. All right, guys. Well, look, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, turn on that notification bell, do all that good stuff. It helps support me continue making these videos. And I will see you guys in the very next video. Peace.